It's an overused term in football, a game of two halves, but I think you can certainly put that on Saturday's game against Reading and the turnaround that gave 3 points in the end to Fulham.
Yeah, I think it's probably quite fair to say. I mean, looking through the video again, going in at half time, I wasn't pleased with our performance. I thought we weren't dynamic enough. We were on the back foot a little bit. But looking through the game, I mean, they scored a very good goal from their point of view, a well-worked goal. But they didn't have that many chances. We actually sort of defended quite well for the main, but they were the better side first half, and we weren't really at it. So obviously we spoke about it at half time. And the response was excellent. We started the second half really brightly, and then they scored a second goal against a run of play.
But how much? I mean, that must have been demoralising. For you on the touchline, it clearly was for the fans, but also for the players.
Well, it could have been, and the fact of the matter is, the last time a Fulham team have come from 2-0 down to go and win a game was in 2008 when we beat Man City, the great escape from 2-0 down when Kamara scored the 2 goals. So, it was all stacked against us at that stage, going 2-0 down against a very good Reading side. So, I mean, the defining moment in that game was us scoring our first goal, Ross scoring that so quickly after they got their second. That then gave us a bit of belief we were on the front foot. Because we started the second half quite well. Like I say, after a few words at half time, we were more dynamic and on the front foot, and that's what I expected us to be. And then just went from strength to strength. When it went 3-2, I'm looking at I've got options on the bench to shore things up a little bit, but I didn't feel I had to. We were in control of the game at 3-2, and obviously went on and scored a fourth and nearly had a fifth. So I was very pleased with the second half performance, and against what is a very good Reading side, had only conceded 8 goals all season. They conceded 4 against us in a short spell second half.
No doubt that Reading are one of the strongest teams in the league. But what is it about Fulham that isn't performing for 90 minutes? What can you put your finger on, and what can you do to change that, to ensure that you get that from beginning to end?
Well, it's not just it's not just Fulham. It's most teams. Reading will be looking at that. What was it with Reading that they couldn't do it for the second half that they did in the first half? So it's Championship football. Now, if we could play like that second half every game, we'd be top of the league by a country mile. It's not quite as easy as that. But listen, we're working. We're the leading scorers in the division. We've got a defence that's improving, or defending as a team is improving. Week in, week out. So I'm very happy with the way things are going. I just want people to be understanding and supportive and stay with me and with the team. There's good things ahead, but it's not going to be immediate overnight. I say we're building, we're working, and it will get better and better.
Talk of support, there's a fantastic travelling support going to Bristol City. They're in a kind of false position. They've had a couple of good results, and so it's not going to be a walk in the park again.
No, far from it. No, they're a very strong side. I went up to Cardiff on Monday. I thought Bristol City were the better team in what was a bit of a drab game, to be perfectly honest. But I thought Bristol City were the better side in that game, and Cardiff were a good side as well. So they're a strong unit. They were on telly the other week. We saw them against Notts Forest as well, and they start very, very quickly. So it's again something we need to be conscious of. And I think it's a case of maybe giving the half-time rollicking before the game starts almost, and hope to see if that works. So. But we're a good side. We've proved it on a regular basis this season, and like I say, if we can get it so you're not going to play like that for 90 minutes, but if we can play for the bulk of the game, then the points will come and we'll work our way up the table as we're starting to now. Our last 10 games, won 4, drawn 4, lost 2. We lost 3 set pieces against Sheffield Wednesday, and down to 10 men against Wolves. So. It's just a case of maybe turning a couple of those draws. I think back to Charlton, we were 2-0 up with 10 minutes to go. A couple of those draws into wins, and then suddenly it's very good form. And
it's not a bad run of form at all. And there's not that greater margin between where Fulham is now and the playoff positions. And there's another cliche thrown in, but a lot of football still to be played. There are a lot of points on the board, and actually by stealth, maybe in the end we'll have it just rewards.
Well, that's where, listen, I've always said, playoffs is our aim, and I expect us to be there or thereabouts come the end of the season. But like you say, the end of the season's a long way off. We're building, we're working. So we got the Stearman and Ream came in quite late, so they're still bedding down, getting better and better. Both have been excellent signings for us. And as a team, it's still gelling, it's still improving. So I'm delighted with the group of players I've got, the staff I've got working with me, fantastic. And we'll keep getting better and better. So I just want people to see that and buy in and support us with it.
And in terms of injuries, obviously Jazz was injured in the game and is still unavailable, and that looks like it'll be a couple of weeks at least. What is that injury?
Yeah, he's got a soleus injury, so his calf really. So it's a bit of a niggly one, but it's going to be sort of 2 to 3 weeks from the time of doing it. So he's still not out, obviously, doing any running or physical work as of yet. So again, we'll have to make sure we get that right for him, and we will do. But that's why we need a squad, and we've got 3 big games coming up now in a week, starting at Bristol, away to Burnley, and home to Birmingham. So 3 massive games before the next international break. So 3 brilliant games for us. But we're going to use the whole squad. Will be tested, and
other than that, the whole squad is fit.
Yeah, everyone's looking good. Yeah, obviously, Matty Smith back now was on the bench, is available. Scotty Parker back available again now. So it's looking okay now. We're coming back. Jack Grimmers and Marcus are obviously the longer term ones. They're both coming on really well too. They're both a little way off yet. Jack obviously a lot closer, but they're both progressing. So no, overall fitness wise, like I say, we're very conscious of the work and training that we do to try and nullify injuries and make sure we don't pick up injuries. All our pre-activation and prevention work that we do, and the way we train. So we're conscious of that, and touch wood, we've been good with that because of the work we do. So I'm quite happy, and it's numerically we've got decent numbers now in our squad, and the quality we got. I'm very happy with this season as well.
We're all behind you. We wish you luck on Saturday.
Thank you. Cheers.